Hello folks, this is our other semi-finals. This is going to be a ZVZ between the yellow Zerg, kevinnleee, and the red Zerg, yellow Jello. Now, yellow Jello is playing on a potato, so he might have some lag issues. He says right now no, however. He says it didn't happen till later in his previous game. So we'll see if that affects this game, this series at all. The winner of this is gonna go up against bbreed, who is already waiting in the finals. And yellow Jello starting things off with a 17, I think that was, pool? 16 or 17. So, not early enough to do any significant early damage, and gonna be less economical than a hatch first, like Kevin is going. So, build orders gonna be favoring Kevin just a tad right now. He did, of course, go for that hatchery first. Much more standard build. And Yellow Jello now getting his gas. Once again, bit delayed, so he's actually gonna be behind in terms of ling speed. But he does have 2 lings to start things off. He's gonna start running across the map. But by the time he gets here, Kevin should have his own lings. And Kevin already has his natural base up. Yellow Jello doesn't have his just yet. Kevin's already got speed on the way. He's continuing to mine gas as he usually does. Ling's gonna fight each other. Nice little pullback from Kevin, preserving that ling. And Yellow Jello goes in once again for another fight, loses his other ling as well. 0 losses out of Kevin, who is up 26 to 23 drones now. Yellow Jello does have his natural up now. He has 2 queens. He's getting a baneling nest. Are we gonna see this man go for some aggression? That could be cool to see. He's got 4 more lings on the way. He is a bit supply blocked currently. Both players actually supply blocked at 36. Kevin does free up that supply though with some spawning overlords, and he's got 14 lings on the way. Yellow Jello with his overlord spawning does lose one, however, so he is once again supply blocked. And the scouting ling from Yellow Jello, gonna see a lot of Zerglings, but he doesn't have money to do anything. He's gonna try to build a wall, but is it tight? I don't know. Gonna morph some defensive banelings, but these queens gonna need to buy more time. The lings of Kevin gonna chew through one of them. The second one gonna go down as well, but the Banes are ready. Kevin sending individual lings, and Yellow Jello not paying attention, losing 3 banelings very sloppily. But the reinforcing lings have arrived, and that should put Yellow Jello in an okay spot to defend. Looks like Kevin does not want to stick around. Yellow Jello has committed a lot to the army now. He is down 12 workers, so he's gonna either need to commence droning or go for a big attack. It looks like he is going to start running across the map now. I don't think... Did this overlord spot that? Maybe not. Now, Yellow Jello's showing up. He's gonna catch this queen and some lings, but no, doesn't decide to go for it. He's gonna back up, morph some more banelings, just one actually. Okay, morph in some more. Okay, he's gonna need some good connections though, and Yellow Jello does not always have the best connections. Wasted baneling there. And how about this one though? Oh, chasing, but nope, crashes into drones. And oh, those banelings don't hit anything. They're trying to chase, but good micro so far from Kevin, avoiding the banelings for the most part. However, his lings have kind of been trimmed down, so now Yellow Jello with a big opportunity. He's got a couple roaches in the mix. 2 spines did finish up for Kevin. Yellow Jello should try to not engage those. And now reinforcing lings of Kevin do show up. Ooh, nice baneling hit there, but it's not really quite enough. The drone count has equalized at 31, but Kevin has a layer, he has his spire on the way, and I'm not sure if Yellow Jello can continue this attack. All these lings of Kevin plus the 2 spines, another 2 on the way as well. Yellow Jello, what's he gonna do? Nice bane hit there, taking out those lings, but that's not quite enough. And this third base, I mean, that is a nice consolation prize. But does Yellow Jello even know about it? I don't think so. Yeah, he does not see that. He is going for defensive spore crawlers, anticipating the Muta transition for Kevin. But Yellow Jello still on hatchery tech. His tech is just so far behind. And he's going in once again for another attack, running into 4 spines. I don't think that is really the best decision there. And yeah, losing so much. Like, why go for that? And no scout on the 3rd. If he had picked this off, that would have been at least something. Now we have mutas on the field. And I think Yellow Jello's days are numbered. Now finally starting his lair. And he does have spores, which is nice. However, mutas can evade those pretty easily. Yellow Jello does have the drone lead up at 41. He's going up even more. Going to be in the 50s shortly. But what answer does he have to these mutalisks? They're just going to fly in, pick off a queen, get a couple drones, go to the natural, might get another queen, and another one. He does lose one muta sloppily to that spore crawler, but not the end of the world. We're gonna get some overlords. Just finding so much free damage here currently. And Yellow Jello, he's desperately trying to get more spores up. He's desperately trying to get his Hydralisk den. He's gonna lose this Evo chamber, maybe. Kevin not focusing it. And oh, if he knew how close that was. It looks like that is going to finish, which is nice for the red Zerg. Kevin making more mutalisks now. Going overlord hunting. And starting to drone up himself. And Yellow Jello does have his Hydralisk den completed. No Hydras in production just yet. He is just making more spores, so his bases should be pretty safe for now. Both players have 1-1 upgrades. Kind of curious why Yellow Jello went for the melee. Kevin, of course, went for the melee. That's perfectly reasonable when you're going for Mutalisks. And he's got quite a large flock right now. That is 19 mutas. No upgrades on them. Wouldn't mind seeing a +1 attack for them. And Yellow Jello, still no Hydras in production. You kind of need some anti-air against these mutas, no? And in they go. They're going to dive on top of one of the spores. Going to go for the other two as well. Kevin kind of sacrificing a lot of mutas to do this, but he is going to pick off 10 drones. Might get a few more. And yeah, just being very annoying with them. He's down to 11, so that was kind of costly, losing 8 mutas there. But Kevin has been untouched back at home. Actually leading 59 to 48 in terms of workers. He's got 3 bases pretty nicely saturated. He's going for a hive already. Yellow Jello does have Hydras on the field, but only 6 of them. That's not really enough to combat these mutas, and he's going to turn 4 of those into lurkers. Lurkers not really the best against mutalisks, so not sure why he went for that. I feel like the mutas are the biggest threat currently. He does have 4 lurkers now and 5 Hydras. Kevin going for his 5th base. 10 more mutas in production. That's going to put him up to a lot. He's getting his flyer carapace. Not sure why he's going for the armor. Do usually go for attack if you're the only one going for mutas. And Yellow Jello wants to go for an attack. This is so ill-advised. Well, you only have 5 Hydras. That's not enough to fight these mutas, and you're gonna lose everything to the mutas. And he sees this massive muta army, and he decides to fight it anyways. This is such an awful fight. He's just gonna stick around, lose everything. And he says he is lagging now. Yellow Jello with the excuses. Kevin not really pushing the issue with his 29 mutalisks. He's going for Overlord speed? Why? Has his hive up, but no hive tech just yet. Getting a very late Baneling nest. And not sure why Kevin doesn't just go for a decisive kill move. Yellow Jello with more Hydras now. That's better, but still he is quite behind on all regards. Kevin going to be floating a lot of money, like his name is Timbo Slice. And he's poised to do some more damage with his Mutalisk. He's going to fly in now into the main. Gonna dive on top of the spore crawlers. He has so many mutas, he doesn't care. Lets that one live. Wait, why? Gonna take out that one in the mineral line. Gonna pick off some Hydras here and there, some drones. He's gonna have to evacuate once the bulk of the Hydras show up. And he could just cancel this 4th if he went for it. The Hydras are so out of position. Now Kevin going for his 3/3 upgrades, going for his Ultralisk Cavern. And Yellow Jello is quite dead. He is trailing 42 to 58 workers. His army count not good either at 88. And once the Ultras hit the field, I really don't know what Yellow Jello can possibly hope to accomplish. Only has 1 lurker. And we have 4 ultras on the way for the yellow Zerg, who is sitting pretty on 58 workers, 4 bases. Yellow Gel going for Vipers. Vipers pretty good against Mutalisk. They can drop that parasitic bomb. However, Vipers quite poor against Ultralisk. Their spells do nothing against Ultralisk. And Yellow Jello getting his Lurker upgrades for his 1 lonely Lurker. And Kevin, he's got his Ultralisk ready. 3-3. About to finish. Chitinous plating. About to finish. And I think that's gonna be the trigger for him to go. He even has Vipers of his own. And I don't know what Yellow Jaw is really going to be able to do against this. He is not even maxed. And I think we're going to just see a very bloody battle. I think Kevin should take it overwhelmingly. And we're just waiting for the go. Ultralisk gonna lead the charge. Lings and Banes gonna follow. Muta's not even gonna participate. Here they go now. And yeah, let's just witness the massacre as Bane's crashing into just about everything. Kevin's supply drops a little bit. Yellow Jello's supply drops a lot of bit. And we should be seeing a GG any second now. Kevin even bringing queens along. And yeah, this game is over. I'm not sure why Yellow Gel is sticking around. He's not even doing anything. Maybe he's just lagging so bad. 0 APM. And Yellow Gel says he's not playing anymore. Gonna forfeit the series. kevinnleee gonna advance to the finals.
Oh.
Yep, jump out. I'm popping Deddy and I'm pushing down. One dead. Yeah, dead.
Yep.
Swag set. That's both their Gooches gone. I think. Pretty sure he died.
Trying to get that?
Pick up.
Right.
Yeah, I wasn't picking that up for me either. There was like no one else on the UAV here. We just gotta get out of here.
Alright. Get the plane. Let's get the hell out.
Where is the nearest plane? There is none. We can just take a car.
It'll spawn though, no?
No, they don't spawn anymore.
Oh.
They nerfed it. Let me go for this. Could be a team over here as well. Grabbing this vehicle and I'm gone.
Good.
There's probably a lot of... Oh man, I was looking at my map, my bad. There's probably a lot of people out by the ruins and shit. That's where the plane came over, and I was hearing shots out here too, so let's just go take a look.
Okay.
I'm going to swap into this vehicle if you want to take this one, or you can hop in with me. It's up to you.
Where are you thinking?
I'm
gonna let you lead.
I'm thinking maybe over here to the ruins. There we go. Nice. I just heard shots at us. Where is everybody? We gotta get a UAV up if we can. I see somebody near him. I'm going for it. Oh, I see multiple. Multiple right in front of me. I think they're rezzing. They're rezzing. I'm letting them res.
Okay.
I think this is their knock. Got one. There's two more over there. Two more straight ahead.
Oh,
straight
shit.
Ahead, straight ahead. No. That's not them, I don't think. There still should be two more because they only killed one and got a team wipe. Or was that it? Maybe it was.
I got one back here on me.
Okay, I hear you on that. I'm coming. Oh my god, multiple behind us, Doc. I'm going behind us. I'm going behind us. So many over here. So many over here.
Okay.
One. Two in front of me here.
I see him. They're at the house.
One shot. I got two.
I'm looking on the backside.
Two dead. One more. And I'm weak. I'm about to fuck him up. Hold on. All dead. Might be one more somewhere. I don't know where. I'm going to Lodi. I'm grabbing this whip and I'm gone.
Good.
Let's go. Good help. Good help.
7 to 13.
Someone just landed at this hangar. Someone just landed right here at this hangar.
Okay. I'm in.
No, on the loadout 156. I'll get him.
Losing ground. Move it. Enemy UAV active.
Going to hit the loadie. This guy's way up at that buy station up there. I'm grabbing my goes. Got my MP40. I'm gone. Nice, man. They need
Nice.
to die. Kill him fully. Please fully kill him.
Uh-oh.
Come on, man.
Uh-oh.
Fully put him down.
Uh-oh.
Nice. There we go.
One shot.
I'm going up here. Straight up. Oh, fuck. Hold on. I'm really weak. I'm dead, man. Fucking wow. Just run if you can. Right next to me. Just go if you can. Fucking...
No, why am I throwing this down?
That's my bad. I shouldn't have drove straight in like that. Thought they were Timmy's.
Your teammate has entered the gulag. Surviving earns them redeployment.
Booyah is just dipping out and playing his life. I think you should do the same if you can.
I'm marking the area.
All good. Release fuses.
You're in the gulag. Survive to earn redeployment.
He's right side. There you go.
Pumps.
You're up next. Ready up. Bide your time. You'll be out there soon enough. Win here and you return to the battlefield. Lose and your fight is over. Fight your way out of this or capture the objective.
Good shit, Doc.
Get back out.
Fire sale going on here. Back to blades. Oh my god, Doc, you have 4,200. That's not bad. You can almost get a loadie going. That would be huge.
Yeah.
We kinda gotta stay in the fight, though. We gotta...
Losing ground. Move it.
Pushing up. Double MP40 here.
What'd you say, the MP40?
Enemy UAV active.
I see a sniper glade looking at me down low, I think. Maybe not. Hearing shots all over there. Farmland. I'm going.
Yeah, I'm just looking for...
I'm gonna pop a UAV over here and try to just frag out. I see a guy actually flying to the top of the mountain near you.
Target with my front. Allied UAV overhead. Hunt
Here we go.
Down.
I got two guys below, right here.
I'm about to find him with you.
Right over here. I'm gonna take care of this guy.
I like that. I'm gonna take care of one on the left then.
Airstrike incoming. Be aware.
Multiple in front of me. Multiple ghost players in front of me.
I didn't get any ammo from that? You're gonna have some people. Yeah.
Oh no, dog.
Allied UAV overhead.
Oh, zone's coming in too.
Down.
It's on top of the building there.
Yeah,
careful.
yeah.
I'm moving out. I'm moving out. I'm moving out.
I'm not.
Oh no.
Another one down below.
Knock him. They're gonna have stealth. They're gonna have stealth.
No
Oh
shit.
baby, Doc,
Stop
let's
there,
go.
just-
I think they had loadouts. So I'm gonna try to grab something here.
Fire sale start. Prices about the door.
Oh no, they didn't.
Breaking the gulag.
Wait, this guy had
On the
something.
way.
No, he didn't. Jailbreak's coming in, Doc.
Okay, I had my.
We have enough to get a loadout. We need to get one.
I think I got that. I think that was my loadout that I just got.
Okay, good. I'm gonna need one though, so I'll just take your cash and.
Good luck.
This guy just popped out of nowhere. Careful. Could have teammates.
Looking.
Oh my god, he had so much cash. It's crazy. We gotta move out of here. We gotta move out.
Got gas moving in.
I think a guy just dropped into your left. Yeah, right over here.
Dropped into my left.
Two of them.
I see one flying. Yeah.
There's one
Oh,
down
man,
below
my
though. There's one down below on green.
Okay, I hear you on that.
I'm gonna fry him.
Is he like right on you or?
No,
I see him in the building.
yeah.
I see him in the building. There's two in there. Careful.
Okay.
And then one's up on the bridge, like way up on the bridge. Back it up. I got you. Stunning in for you.
My guy got up.
I got him. Both dead. Last one's probably up on the bridge. The one that flew in on the bridge.
No,
No way. There's another one in the zone.
yeah, let me.
I have enough to get you. Oh my god, there's a guy here.
Allied UAV
Get on.
overhead. Hunt them down.
More on me? What?
Allied precision.
We is in trouble.
I had to fucking try to challenge her. Oh, these guys on the edge of the zone, bro. Alright,
All right,
we go
let's-
to another series.
Yep.
Another series.
Yep.
Alright, I'm just backing out. I'll be right back, Doc. I gotta just. I'll be right back. I'm just gonna go upstairs for a second. Get some stuff.
I'm not getting the fucking start for these games that I want. I am not getting the start that I want, champs. All right, series reset.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live with the main event of the evening. Introducing first, spawning in the bottom left, hailing from Burma, it is the Teal Terran bbreed. And his opponent in the red corner, spawning in the top right, it is the Zerg player kevinnleee. So Kevin defeated Yellow Jello in one game to get here. Yellow Jello, of course, forfeited due to his crappy computer. And bbreed defeated Timbo Slice 3-0 to find himself here in the finals. This is, of course, for all the marbles. Winner gets a free chicken sandwich. And this is a best of 7 series, so both players gonna need to vary their builds, maybe play some mind games, and it should be a fun one. ZVT, classic matchup. And Kevin tends to get the better in this rivalry, but bbreed, no slouch in the matchup. Hopefully puts up a good fight. He is going to be opening up with a Reaper. Now, I don't think Kevin is going to make the same mistake as Timbo, where he doesn't get any Zerglings and he lets the Reaper take out many drones. And yeah, right off the bat, Kevin getting 2 Zerglings. And that's usually enough to at least fend off the Reaper until the Queens spawn. If you want to be extra safe, you go for 4. And here comes the Reaper, here come the Lings. And yeah, it's gonna be a little bit of a dance. You don't really want to chase off creep too far. Just pull back. Losing 1 Ling, that's not the end of the world, even if he loses the second one. But looks like he is going to be able to preserve that. Both Queens have spawned now, going for double inject. And Kevin, as always, continuing to mine that gas. We'll see where that goes in the future. He is up to 180 currently. No additional tech structures in sight. The Reaper, ooh, wanted to jump into the main, but Kevin, reading him, sent his Lings over to catch that Reaper. And catch it they do. Now Kevin is free to drone up, getting 8 more drones, getting a second gas, and still no Baneling Nest or Roach Warren or anything. No layer even, which is kind of surprising considering this is kevinnleee we're talking about, who's now running across with 5 Zerglings and bbreed. What? Where is your stuff? What? How do you... I am befuddled right now that he doesn't have anything. Hellions do come out, and Kevin sticking around too long, gonna lose most of his Lings there, but still, I mean, they got a Marine, I think a couple SCVs maybe, I'm not really sure. Just 1 SCV. Not the most significant damage, but still, bbreed with no wall here, making things very scary for himself. Kevin now going for that layer, getting a Baneling Nest as well. 2 additional gases into natural. And it looks like gonna most likely be a Spire. Let's see if bbreed's gonna be able to scout that, if he's gonna be able to go for an attack maybe before the Spire completes. And now the layer is done, so Show us that spire, Kevin. Not getting it just yet, but he is floating so much money. And there it goes. Ooh, Kevin tempting fate there with these widow mines. Does evade it. And this is the only time when you should ever be floating money if you're waiting for your spire to complete so you can produce maybe 12 mutas right off the bat. Great scan from bbreed spotting that spire. Let's see if Kevin decides to change his strategy after being scouted. Doesn't look like he's going for the cancel, so I suppose he's just gonna commit to it. Also has an infestation pit on the way. Going for an immediate hive. Ling's gonna meet the army in the middle of the map. That's gonna at least give him the heads up that this push is coming. Kevin gonna sacrifice all his Lings there, and I don't know if they even got a single Terran unit in that exchange. They might have gotten one Marine. Pretty good fight for bbreed, who is now here on the Zerg side of the map. He's gonna start clearing up some creep. That's gonna buy Kevin some time to hopefully get these Banelings up. But this is a pretty scary Terran army. Lots of Widow Mines back here. And let's see how Kevin can fare against this. bbreed running back away from the Banelings. It looks like the Banelings don't even have speed. That's a pretty big error. Now bbreed clumping all his Widow Mines. That is one way to lose them all. And Widow Mines with the friendly fire connecting onto some Terran units as well. That is definitely not ideal. Kevin goes for the breakout, and he does get almost all the Widow Mines. Last Widow Mine gets an okay shot, 7 kills. But the rest of the Terran army has been cleaned up. And now Kevin is free to produce those Mutalisks. He has had that Spire for some time, but was a little bit preoccupied with the defense. Instead, he's morphing more Zerglings. It's 1-1 about to finish up. Baneling speed on the way. And no hive tech, despite getting that early hive. Not even seeing adrenal glands. We're not even seeing... Oh, there we go. We've got a greater spire on the way. This is a Broodlord rush. Kind of interesting, but pretty cool. bbreed still on 2 bases. He's getting that third, but very late. Looks like he's gonna go for a drop. That's cute. We don't really see this too often out of bbreed, but it is a very effective strategy in ZVT. So let's see how this goes. 4 medevacs, almost full of units. It's gonna start moving out. Needs to probably use that boost just to get across quicker. And behind this, bbreed needs to establish his third sooner rather than later. And he's committed a lot to the anti-mutas, which are not coming. So pretty good bamboozle from Kevin there. He still is going air, however. 7 corruptors on the way. Probably gonna morph those into Broodlords right away. And here comes the drop from bbreed. Gonna drop off into the main base. Good reaction from Kevin, pulling all his drones, but this spawning pool at risk. Gonna need to burrow these Widow Mines that do not have drilling claws. bbreed never gets this upgrade. I don't know why. It is so important when you're going for a heavy Widow Mine style. It's gonna pick up, drop back off into the natural. Gets only 2 drones, but he also gets the scout on that greater spire. This one marauder tanking like 8 banelings there. Pretty effective marauder there. Kevin scrambling to defend. These corruptors going to be used as anti-air against these medevacs, but this bioforce getting more and more damage done. 5 drones going down, and that's pretty good. bbreed should be feeling pretty happy about this attack. Gonna lose all these medevacs to the corruptors, and the lings should be able to clean up the bio. All in all, 9 drones have gone down, and now we have 7 broodlords being morphed in. bbreed did get that scout, remember, so he should have an idea that this is coming. Doesn't look like he's really changing things up, not getting any Vikings, not getting any ghosts. Instead, he's just going to go for another attack, venturing onto the creep. Still no drilling claws upgrade. Look how slow these guys burrow into the ground. And Kevin, he has broodlords now, so he should be in an okay spot. Look how long it takes those to burrow. They didn't even get a chance to fire. But all the Ling Bane has pretty much gone down. Broodlords reigning supreme in the skies, however. Additional Ling Bane gonna show up to clean up the rest of that. Here come the slow flying broodlords. And no, they're just gonna stop here. That's a good place to stop because there are widow mines here. bbreed gonna be on the back foot for a while now. He is just now establishing his third. He is down in supply. Gonna need a better counter to broodlords. Bio, mine, probably not gonna cut it by itself. Kevin looks like he's thinking of moving out. Overseer's gonna spot those widow mines. And the broodlords do clean it up. Additional corruptors being morphed. Additional overseers as well. bbreed trying to get a 4th base, but he's gonna need that anti-broodlord tech. Where is it? He's getting additional missile turrets, and I don't think that's necessary. They're not going to be able to hit broodlords anyways. And this is kind of worrying. Only 1 Viking in production. And yeah, bbreed trailing in all regards currently. He only has 1/1 upgrades. He's down in workers. He's down in... oh, now he's down in army. So yeah, things not looking too great for our Terran player in game number 1. Let's see if he manages to pull a rabbit out of his hat. Kevin perhaps sitting around a little too much. But of course it is hard to know when you can really go for an attack. Maybe he's waiting for some upgrades to finish. 16 drones on the way. 88 drones for kevinnleee. I don't think we've ever seen him go that high. Here comes another medevac drop from bbreed. Gonna bypass this new base. Instead gonna go for the main base. And Kevin looks like he's moving out for an attack now. Lots of broodlords, lots of Ling Bane. Here comes a drop into the main. No reaction this time out of Kevin. Very delayed, losing 11 drones. Of course, he does have some to spare. And he's actually pulling everything back. So this has been a very effective drop. The hive getting dangerously low. And oh, he doesn't get it. Oh my god. 27 HP on the hive. Oh no, that is brutal. could at least have saved those medevacs, but no, they're gonna die to the corruptors now. Another attack onto this new base. Gonna take that out. That's a nice pick off there. And bbreed has found himself in a worker lead now, 73 to 62. But still, he's gonna need something to answer these broodlords. And I don't think his anti-air is really strong enough. 3 Vikings currently. 4th one joining the fray. bbreed loading up. Wants to go for another drop, perhaps. That Widow Mine there got cleaned up. And now things are kind of evening up. bbreed has been on 4 bases now, and he's knocked his opponent back down to 4 bases. And yeah, 2-2 upgrades for bbreed. He's getting his 3-3. He also has vehicle armor. And Kevin with a lot of banelings. Holy moly. How many banelings is that? 95 banelings. Oh lord. Then that could just roll through everything. bbreed only has 6 Widow Mines here. The Vikings gonna spot these broodlords. But the corruptor's gonna be more than enough to deal with that. Broodlord sending out their little brood bebes. And in come all the banelings. No micro out of bbreed. 70 supply gone just like that. And this is gonna be it. bbreed's anti-air just not good enough. His anti-ground not even good enough. There's still so many banelings. Expect a GG any second now. This is absolute carnage. Banelings just exploding over everything Terran. Kevin doesn't even care. And bbreed is dead. Look at him, he's down to 72 supply. He's got a lot of stuff in production for some reason, but yeah, he's quite dead. Kevin not making anything. He doesn't need to make anything. He's just chilling. Not even attacking with all his Zerglings. God, so much money in the bank. He doesn't care. Look at these broodlords. They're just chilling. He's like, yeah, kill them. I don't care. And look at this absolute devastation in the Terran base. Losing almost all of his bases. His 4th base curiously been untouched. Some more corruptors showing up. Broodlords still just hanging out. And the main command center even going down. bbreed trying to rebuild, but why though? And now Kevin spots this base. He's going to just run in with lings. Well, the repair might be good actually. This is a lot of lings potentially being thrown away. bbreed with the repair, but no, it's not enough. Gonna lose the planetary there. Kevin's still not remaking anything. He himself has dropped below 100 supply, but that doesn't matter, of course, because his opponent is at 9 supply. bbreed asking if he has a chance. No, he does not. So Kevin taking game number 1. Welcome back to game number 2 in this best of 7 series. We are looking at the main base of the Teal Terran. who is down 1 game. It's bbreed. And his opponent in the red. Taking game number 1. It's kevinnleee. So I don't think bbreed played that badly in game number 1, but didn't have a proper response to the broodlords, and certainly not to the billion banelings that Kevin had. But it wasn't a complete blowout. bbreed had some success with his drops, some of his counterattacks. So I wouldn't count him out just yet. Game number 2 starting off pretty standard, and I do wonder if and when we'll see either of these guys go for some kind of cheese or deviation from the standard, rather. We know bbreed can go for battlecruiser openings. He has a blue flame opening, so he can do different things. Kevin, I haven't seen him really go for an early pool or even a baneling bust, at least recently. But he always has that in his back pocket. He can pull that out at any time. And it keeps his opponents on their toes. He is once again getting that speed and continuing to mine the gas. Expansion is up. 2 queens on the way. bbreed gonna be getting his expansion as well. Went for a marine first this time. Gonna look for an overlord, but it went to the back here. And that's a safer spot, sure, but it doesn't really provide a whole lot of scouting information about the front base of the Terran. So Kevin not really going to have the full picture. Reaper goes in, gets 1 kill. What was that? Looks like it was just a ling. But does escape with his life, so that is always good. Kevin getting additional gases now. This is 2 and 3. I wonder if this was a mistake to evade that Reaper and then forgot to cancel it, because he's not putting any drones in there. Going for a Roach Warren now. That is interesting. Kevin doesn't really go for roaches all too often. Lings have speed, they're gonna run out and get the Reaper. No micro there out of bbreed. 3 lings making their way across the map now. Only 1 marine for bbreed. But he does have a Widowmine, and that Widowmine is gonna be able to get all 3 Zerglings. Behind this, bbreed has gone for double engineering bay. Should be starting his 1-1 upgrades as soon as he has enough money to do so. He is prioritizing stim and combat shields. But he should have enough minerals in, well, soon if he doesn't keep spending it. Let's start up that +1 attack first, and there we go with the +1 armor. Kevin's still on 2 bases. Gonna be getting double Evo. And he's got his Roach Warren, but no roaches on the field just yet. Still no 3rd in sight. I suspect this is just going to be a Roach Hydra, maybe into lurkers. And he's had success with this against bbreed. It's honestly not a very good build or unit composition, but it's been working against his opponent, so here he is whipping it out again. We do see that Hydralisk Den. We've got the 1 attack and armor. And roach speed on the way as well. Third base finally coming down. Ling's gonna run in for some more damage. Gonna find a Hellion there. Of course, the Widowmine helped to do that damage. And not really gonna be able to find a whole lot more. Looks like just Marines and Widowmines so far out of bbreed. And he has no idea what his opponent is doing. Has barely scouted. Kevin now with the Hydralist Den completed, getting 10 Hydras. In fact, no roaches still just yet. Hydras typically do need some kind of buffer because they are quite weak by themselves. 90 HP, that's not a lot of HP. They melt pretty quickly, and here comes bbreed. Kevin has no idea until just now because remember, he doesn't have that Overlord in the front, no scouting there. So big opportunity from bbreed, but again, the slow burrow on the Widowmine's gonna lose a couple of them right off the bat. bbreed not really committing. Maybe he could have had an opportunity there before the roaches showed up, because the Hydras by themselves very squishy. Now roaches are a part of this army. bbreed gonna back up, and I don't really like Widowmines against this composition. Hydras outrange the Widowmines, and yeah, I think tanks would be better in this situation. bbreed gonna load up 2 medevacs, maybe go for a drop now. Kevin gonna go for the Lurker Den, and we all know how much bbreed struggles against lurkers. Looks like he may go for a double-pronged attack, attacking the front while dropping the back. That could be a very cool move. bbreed getting his own third base now. Much earlier than he got it last game, which is nice. He's still gonna need to find more damage. He is trailing in workers. Does have a slight, very slight army supply lead. And here he goes, double pronged attack, attacking in the front, dropping in the back. This is a very cool move here. And Kevin pulling everything to respond to the drop. That means bbreed has a big opportunity to attack the front, but he is not doing so. Missed opportunity there. Doesn't even get the Lurker Den. Oh, that's brutal. 5 HP. Wow, just like last game when he failed to kill the Hive. And now he goes in at the front, but the drop is already dead, so Kevin can properly react to this. So bbreed not really executing that properly. He had the idea, but now trailing 40 supply. Kevin could go for a big counterattack. This might just end the game here. I don't think bbreed has a whole lot back at home. No splash damage. No tanks, no Widowmines, just 1 Widowmine rather. But yeah, that's not gonna be enough. Pretty good shot there. He's gonna need much more than that. This Roach Hydra army knocking at his front door, and bbreed gonna be forced to pull SCVs to try to defend. I don't think it's gonna be enough. We are gonna be seeing a GG soon. Siege tank at the top of the ramp might actually hold this off, but at what cost? Kevin morphing lurkers right in his opponent's face. Complete disrespect from the Zerg player. And 3 of them do finish up. He's gonna burrow. Scan goes down, but the tank is not in range. He has nothing that can kill those lurkers right now. Roaches gonna start peppering the third base. bbreed lifts up, and he has Lings on the way. repositions his lurkers. Another scan goes down. This time it's enough to take that out. But bbreed has been battered in this game. He's down to 20 workers. His third base is floating over to another spot. Kevin just gonna back up for now. Looks like the Swiddle Mine got another shot off. 10 kills in total. And this one with 3. Very annoying just to have these scattered around the map, but looks like the Overseers are gonna show up to provide vision to take those out. bbreed with some catching up to do. Hasn't really remade any workers. He's actually supply blocked at 69. That's nice. Big drop on the way. Maybe he can finish off this lurker den, but the upgrades are already complete. Kevin already has 9 lurkers, it looks like. Here comes the drop. Let's see how much damage it can do. Probably not a whole lot, to be honest. Kevin going for his 4th base. bbreed has landed his 3rd at this odd location. Needs to spend his energy, drop some mules, especially when you're so down in economy. Take a look at the income graph. It should be overwhelmingly Zerg favored. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Very tiny blips for the Terran there. And here comes the drop. It does get that lurker den, so no more lurkers for now, but there's already so many on the field. bbreed picks up. Gonna maybe drop on this 4th base. Gonna find a couple drones there. Gonna have to pick up again once the army shows up. And he can just keep bouncing back and forth. Tax the multitasking of his opponent. Go back into the main, maybe get another cancel on this lurker den. No, Kevin is here in time. And bbreed, oh no, is he gonna lose any of these? No, he is able to boost out of there. And this is buying some valuable time for bbreed, but he's gonna need about 10 minutes just to catch up. Kevin now no longer being harassed. He is going for the kill shot. You're gonna see that that base is no longer here. Doesn't decide to check here. He's just gonna go for the jugular, perhaps. And I don't know. That's quite a lot of tanks. Kevin kind of just funneling through. Lurkers not really in range to hit the tanks, but the Roach Hydra doing a pretty good job. They are able to get some of these tanks, it looks like. Now Kevin re-burrowing his lurkers a little farther forward. Some Hydras here doing who knows what. But all the tanks have gone down now. bbreed down to 50 supply. And that is gonna finally be game number 2. GG gets called. Kevin's gonna put himself up 2-0. Welcome back! This is game number 3 in this TVZ series. This is the Teal Terran, bbreed. And this is the red Zerg. Kevinnleee. Kevin up 2-0 now. With a unconventional Roach Hydra Lurker build last game. Typically not a good composition in this matchup. But he made it work. bbreed being a little cheeky now, sending some SCVs across the map. And Kevin barely doesn't spot that. Might spot this last one. And he does, but that's not super telling. Could just be a scout, which he is using that for. So Kevin unaware currently. bbreed going for 3 racks, no gases, so it's going to be Marines. Now Kevin's proxy defense has been pretty good. I've tried it against him. It hasn't been successful. However, I've gone for Reapers, so maybe Marines would be better. Now Kevin gonna spot this with the Overlord. He does identify that it is 3 barracks. I don't know if bbreed saw that Overlord. So Kevin, with full knowledge now, how is he gonna react? Spawning pool moments away from finishing. So what's the response? 4 Zerglings right off the bat. Gonna get a spine crawler as well. And that should be enough, to be honest. And it doesn't look like bbreed went for any bunkers. I think if he went for a couple early bunkers, that would have been very helpful. But he is sitting back, waiting for more Marines. And Kevin should have more than enough back at home to defend. In comes bbreed now with only 5 Marines and 3 SCVs. Spinecrawler finishes right on time. And that's probably just gonna put an end to this rush. I think bbreed should probably lift off and go home. Don't really see what these Marines can do against all these Lings and spine crawlers. bbreed has put the pressure on Kevin, who is only on 20 workers. bbreed now going for the bunkers, but is that too late? I think so. It's even in range of the spine crawlers. Just gonna try to fight these Lings, and it's gonna be a pretty even trade. Kevin with more Lings coming out now, and that's going to be enough to kill all the Marines. So he lifts off his barracks. This bunker needs to be salvaged, at least get your money back. And yes, he does do so. bbreed not flying home with his barracks. In fact, he's going to stick around, go for another attack maybe. But Kevin, with plans of his own, going for a Baneling bust, and there's nothing back at home for bbreed. He's only just now getting that tech lab on the factory, and in come the Banes, and boom, down goes the wall, and here come the Zerglings, and this is gonna be a quick game number 3, it looks like, as the Banelings crash into the SCV. GG. Kevin putting himself on match point. Welcome back to the fourth and potentially final game of this series. This is the main base of our Teal Terran player, trailing 0 games to 3. It's bbreed. And his red Zerg opponent up 3-0 on match point. It is kevinnleee. bbreed gonna need to play perfectly from now on. He cannot afford another map loss. And I'm not too confident in his abilities. After game 1 I thought he had a chance, but after 2 and 3 I don't know anymore. I hope you prove me wrong, bbreed. I'd like to see a longer series here. Don't want to see a 4-0 sweep. bbreed getting his barracks in the main base this time. Kevin going for the hatch first once again. So it's going to be some time before this game shapes up. Going for Marine first this time. bbreed is also getting a factory, not going for the super fast expansion. Kevin, if I had to guess, he's going to get Ling speed, going to continue mining gas. I'm going to drop his second, third, and fourth gases in about a minute or two. Then he's going to go for a layer and Spire. That's my prediction for the Zerg player. This Marine, you're gonna find this Overlord, and Kevin not really aware perhaps of where to put it. I think this is a safe spot, but he's just gonna fly right past it. This here should also be a safe spot. But wait, bbreed. Oh, he's not chasing. He's gonna allow this Overlord to live. Oh no. That is definitely a mistake. I mean, 29 HP on that Overlord. It's so annoying to lose your early Overlord as a Zerg player, and bbreed just lets it live. Back at home, he does have his factory up, getting a reactor on that. He also has a reactor on his initial barracks, 2 more barracks on the way as well. And there's that expansion coming down. Very early third from Kevin. We don't see this too often from him, but he has a few games to give. Maybe he's experimenting with a more macro-oriented build. Kevin now getting that second gas. And yeah, I mean, 250 gas in the bank. There's like no reason to have that right now. That's why Zerg players typically pull off gas, but Kevin is going for that layer now, so maybe just a calculated move. Going to be saturating his third and fourth gas. bbreed getting his defenses up back at home. He's got some Widow Mines. And they're set up in such a way to defend against mutas. But I don't think 2 is really enough to one-shot mutas. And there we do see the Spire on the way from kevinnleee, like clockwork. This time he does have that early third base. bbreed. I don't think he's gotten any information across the map yet. All he knows is that there is an expansion, but he doesn't know about the Spire. bbreed is getting his 1-1 upgrades. He does have these engineering bays, so he can make missile turrets. Looks like he's just relying on the Widow Mines for now. And this is a bit scary, because once that Spire finishes, Kevin is going to have enough money for maybe 11 mutas? And there's that Spire finishing up, and let's see the mutas. There we go, 10 mutas in production. Baneling speed on the way as well. Additional overlords being produced. Kevin with a lot of minerals that he can't really spend right now as he's a bit supply blocked. 87 out of 90. bbreed gonna move out with a bunch of marines. Marines pretty good against mutas. However, his main base and natural base gonna be undefended. Here are the mutas. So both players going for an attack at the same time. Let's see who is gonna come out ahead. Kevin now spotting that army. Is he gonna pull back with his mutas or go for the counter? I think he's better off going for the counter, but he doesn't. He goes home instead, and that is pretty good for bbreed because he has no defenses back at home. He's gonna cancel this 4th base. No cancel from Kevin. Oh. Lots of Banes from Kevin. Some Widow Mines set up here. One Widow Mine shot goes off, gets one Mutalisk there. Scan going down to spot all these Ling Bane. Kevin gonna send an Overlord in to tank some of these shots. That's a nice move there. Gonna send another one, triggering yet another Widow Mine. And bbreed, he's got more Widow Mines, but he needs to burrow these, and he needs to split them up a little bit so they don't die to just a handful of Banelings. Once again, no drilling claws. It's not gonna hurt him this time around. And in comes Kevin, rolling in with everything, crashing his Banelings into all the bio. Down it all goes. This siege tank, late to the party, gets cleaned up, lickety split. And the Muta's going to be able to take out the rest of the medevacs. He's reinforcing units. Turning around, running home. And now Kevin with an opportunity for a counterattack. bbreed did get up a couple missile turrets. But there is going to be some vulnerability here. As the Mutas cancel that missile turret and command center, and they might find a supply depot here. Doesn't go for it, but bbreed in a spot of trouble right now as he is trailing in all aspects. Kevin saturating his 3rd base. He's now getting his attack upgrades for the mutas. And bbreed just trying to catch up. He's down 39 workers to 54. His army supply is only at 50 to his opponent's 66. Kevin's sitting at 121 overall supply with a lot of money in the bank as well. He needs to get up a couple extra hatcheries, perhaps 4th on the way. And there's so many lings here. So many mutas here. Kevin going for triple nidus. Quadruple nidus. Oh my god, this is insanity. But Kevin is quite rich. Here come a handful of mutas. Kind of interesting how he splits those up. bbreed does have a Thor. Thors are pretty good against mutas. And it looks like he is moving out now with some marines, marauders, mines, single Thor and single siege tank. I'm gonna catch some of these mutas. That's a nice little pickup, but that's all it was. Kevin back at home with a bunch of banelings. Lots of regular lings as well. 60 banelings. Oh my lord. He can just roll through everything. There's not enough splash damage from the Terran player. He drops a scan and in he goes. The siege tank way too far out to provide any real defense. Kevin coming from the back, curiously enough, crashes his Banes into the Thor. He doesn't care. Crashes them into everything else. And the Lings should be enough to clean this up. Muta's fighting the Thor even. And down that goes. 2 Marauders remaining. They're gonna die. And now bbreed knocked back down to 80 supply. He runs home. Still no third base. Gonna try to get that now. bbreed quite significantly behind right now. Does have the upgrade advantage, which is nice. He's got his 2-2. Kevin only has 1-1. But the numbers just not there for bbreed. His army looking quite small. Kevin morphing a ton more banelings. Still has that quadruple nidus that he hasn't utilized whatsoever. Pretty low drone count at 57. He is finally loading up those niduses. Nidusi? What's the plural of nidus? Muta's gonna fly in, provide vision. And there goes 2 of the nidus networks. No reaction out of bbreed. Additional 2 into the main base, those first 2 finishing up. bbreed slow to react. Out come the banelings. They're gonna start crashing into the Terran army. Nidus in the main, completing as well. More banelings spilling out. SCVs dropping left and right. 20 have gone down already. Kevin's just gonna crash them into the orbital command, take that out. And heavy investment out of Kevin, but he can afford it. Now 60 drones to 34 SCVs. bbreed lost his main base. Looks like he's just moving out now. This is kind of an all-in. He's got so much money in the bank. Both players do, actually. And Kevin back at home. Ton of lings. He can morph those into banelings. Mutas. Just buying time in the middle of the map. Kevin starts up 30 more Zerglings. And a ton more banelings as well. bbreed making the long trek over. And I am not very confident in his chances here. In comes Kevin, his 2-2 just finished. So he is even on upgrades. And Bane's just going to crash into everything. GG gets called, and Kevin with the clean sweep.